to week 2 of our Christmas card series. Today's Christmas card is a very elegant wreath on a door. Now this one is a little bit of an old world style. So as I told you last week, all 3 cards are going to be very different styles. And I have selected images that any level artist can achieve. Let's get started on this one. You'll need something round, like a little glass jar works perfectly. Anything that you have that will make a circle that will fit on your card is just fine. And something you don't mind getting a little watercolor on. If you use something glass, it wipes right off. So you put whatever green you want around the edge, and then we're just going to press it onto our paper right where you want your wreath. And I like to do several of these. There's no wrong way. And it doesn't matter, what kind of coverage you get. Just something that you can follow along with. And then I'm going to take a mixture of Winsor Red and Quercetin Rose for my flowers. I'm only using one real color. I mean, it's a mixture of 2 colors, but I'm not going to add a lot of other colors in with this. I just want this very simple. And I'm using my silver brush, and I'm just going to squiggle these little flowers. You've seen me do these many times before. I'm just mimicking petals. And I think I'm going to do like 3 groupings around this circle. So that was one, and now I'll do another one, and they're all going to be going in the same direction. And again, there's no wrong way to do that, just whatever you like. And I'm just trying to fill in a little bit of the space around that green. And one more over, let's see, we've got that pretty full on that side, so let's do one more over on this side. Just squiggling in some little flowers. Okay, and I think I'm going to add a little bit right up here to this top to fill in that space. Just put as many as you want, and of course you can use multiple colors if you want different flowers. I just kind of like these loose red flowers. They look pretty Christmassy to me. And then I'm going to take some undersea green and do the stems. I'm just using a small round brush for this. I got that one a little thick, but that's okay. It doesn't matter. This is a very loose wreath. We're not going for perfection as usual. And I'm using this darker undersea green, and I put a little green gold in there with it too, just to be a different green than we used the first time with our glass jar. That color was just sap green. And now I'm going to add a few little wispy grass kind of things out to the side. Just grab a little more. I need to mix up a little bit more of that undersea green. And I'm going to go heavy on the undersea green now. I did not put nearly as much of the green gold in with it, just to add yet another depth of color. And I'll just spin this around and keep adding these little wispies in for a little texture. Just wherever you think that there's a little hole in your wreath. And maybe we'll add some leaves too. Is that a leaf right there? Okay, I don't really like that. I'll come back in a second and work on that because I don't like that leaf. I'm just being very organic. Put one over here for balance. We're almost finished with this. Just filling in a few more empty spots. So I have a couple of different kinds of leaves in here. Maybe a little one right there. See how fast that one came together? Okay. Maybe one or two more, but we're about finished. Okay. Now I want to do a door. And we don't need to add a lot of detail to our door. We can get the message across very easily that this is a door without stressing over all the details. So I really want this to be kind of an up close view of the door, as if you're standing at the door, not the whole door. In other words, I'm not going to put the door frame and all of that detail. I'm just going to put these basic door panels in here and the doorknob and let that be it. And I'm not being perfect here. I did not draw this out. I am just lightly sketching with a little sepia. So we're just going to work around the wreath. And let me sketch these two upper ones. There we go. And we are going to kind of blur these up a bit. And I just realized, okay, I kind of messed up on that. That should not have been there, so I'm going to take a little clean water and just dab it up. It's not a big deal. I'll just clean that up. That's good enough. Maybe just a little more. Okay, that's good enough. In fact, we can just kind of touch up that green leaf there and cover that up a little more. Oh, okay, that was still wet, so the green is going to bleed into that wet area. Okay, we can just soak that up. Okay, I'm not going to worry about that a whole lot. Let me see. Let's dab it up. Okay, let's just let that dry and we will come back to that in a moment. I want to take some clean water and a flat brush now, and let's just rough up the sketch of our door so it can bleed a little bit. The paper's pretty white, and I really don't want that much white. So I'm just going to add a little shadowing here. I'll wipe that up a little bit. And I'm sorry I got that off the camera view just a little bit. I'll correct that here in a second. Just going to take my mop brush and feather that out a little bit. Rough it up. Let's work on the top. See, anyone can do this. This took no drawing skills whatsoever. I'm just going to keep smoothing that out just to tone down that white paper and to add a little bit of shadow. All right, don't want to overwork it. The sides around the edges there, that needs a little bit of pigment. I'll come back to that in a minute. First, let's just draw a rough doorknob here. Put a little bit of pigment in that. All right. Okay, here again, I'm trying to fix that leaf. It keeps bleeding into other areas of my paper. So it's okay. That's one of the great things about a loose painting. Things like that really don't make a big difference. If I wanted very crisp edges and to be very precise, that would make a difference. But you know, when you're using a lot of water like this and everything is so loose, you have bleeding going on all the time. So really, don't sweat it. Now let's address these sides. So let's add just a little bit of that sepia with a dry brush and kind of add a little wood grain, just hints of it. Okay, I think that looks much better. And let's do across the top. Oops. And that brush has gotten very dry. Put a little bit more pigment on that. I like the way that looks. It looks a little bit on the rustic side. I think that's all I'm going to do to that. Well, I hope you enjoyed that one today, and I'll see you next week for our third and last Christmas card.